welcome back to Homebrew EDH. This is my 15th episode. This episode is Sharuum the Hegemon. This is an Esper artifacts deck that runs a loop of infinite turns and wants to win through card value and a card called Approach of the Second Sun. With that, let's get into the episode. Sharuum the Hegemon costs 3 white, blue, black for a legendary artifact creature Sphinx, who's a 5/5 with flying, that reads, when Sharuum the Hegemon enters the battlefield, you may return target artifact card from your graveyard to the battlefield. For the first bit in this episode, we will go over the creatures that will reduce our artifact casting costs. Joyra's Familiar, Foundry Inspector, and Ethereum Sculptor will help us win the game even faster than our opponents expect. This can discount our 3 mana artifacts to be free, and everything else to be ridiculously low. The second piece of this deck is to abuse enter the battlefield and leave the battlefield triggers. Most importantly, with Leonin Relic Warder, which is 2 white for a 2/2, that reads, when Leonin Relic Warder enters the battlefield, you may exile target artifact or enchantment, and when it leaves the battlefield, return the exiled card to the battlefield under its owner's control. We will use this to bounce our own artifacts and get value off of them, blinking it with effects like Hollowed Respite, Ephemerate, Vanish into Memory, and Teferi's Time Twist, all of which exile said creature and then return it at some point later, whether on the next turn or immediately. We can use either one. Some of the best artifacts in the deck to blink with the Leonin Relic Warder blinky spells loop would be Filigree Familiar to gain a bunch of life, Sphinx Summoner to find all of your artifact creatures, Arkham's Astrolabe, and Guild Globe to draw a bunch of cards. To protect ourselves, I have 6 cards in this deck, at least that I'm going to show on video, that will do a pretty good job of this. Tithe Taker and Vryn Wingmare will make spells just harder to cast in general. Tocatli Honor Guard will turn off creature ETB effects. Archon of Emeria will limit what our opponents can do per turn, as well as make their non-basic lands come in tapped. Ghostly Prison will make us harder to attack, and Armageddon, since we are artifact-heavy mana production, we can destroy all lands and not be set too far back. Because who needs the Stone Age when you're living in the future? And now on to the last piece of the deck, which is the Infinite Turns combo and Approach of the Second Sun. Now, there's 2 ways to take extra turns in the deck currently. There is Gonti's Aetherheart, which is a 6-mana artifact that reads, whenever this or another artifact enters the battlefield under your control, you get 2 energy counters. We can pay 8, exile Gonti's Aetherheart, take an extra turn after this one, so it's a one-time use, or the Infinite Turn loop, which I will present here, is using Mimic Vat after killing off or sacrificing Mere Battlesphere. You imprint it under Mimic Vat and have 3 mana open to create a token that's a copy of the card exiled with Mimic Vat. It gains haste, exile it at the beginning of next end step. But what we can do before that happens is tap Time Sieve to sacrifice 5 artifacts, so the token copy of Mere Battlesphere and the 4 tokens it enters with. Sacrifice those 5, take an extra turn after this one, 3 mana, next turn, repeat the process, take infinite turns, which in turn allows us to cast Approach of the Second Sun once, 6 and a white for sorcery. If a spell is cast from your hand and you've cast another spell named Approach of the Second Sun this game, you would win the game. Otherwise, put it into its owner's library 7th from the top and you gain 7 life. So we cast it once, and then take enough turns to draw it again wherever it may be shuffled to, cast it a second time, and win the game while playing a game of solitaire. I sincerely hope you enjoyed today's episode of Homebrew EDH. If you did, go ahead and leave a like. Subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this. And as always, the deck list will be in the description with all the cards I did not include in this video. And until I see you guys in the next one, take it easy and enjoy your stay.